This large plaque was recovered from the Wendel August Forge fire that occurred on March 6th, 2010. The fire virtually destroyed the entire Wendel August operation. This plaque, which had been made by Armour, was recovered from the debris before it was run over by a very large backhoe as they were attempting to remove some valuable objects and filing cabinets. This plaque was made back in the 50s under a commission by an architect friend and fellow classmate when Armour attended architectural school at Carnegie. Subsequent to graduating from architectural school, he was unable to find a job in architecture, but then was able to find a job with Wendel August Forge, which recently moved to Grove City. Following his employment there as a designer, he was developing ideas that were in conflict with the current designer, Mr. McCausland, and by March of 1933 he was laid off. Therefore he decided to start his own business. In 1950, this architect friend and fellow classmate came to him to produce this commissioned object for a new restaurant in downtown Sharon called the Stag Doe. So my father set about making this plaque. It's approximately 4 feet across and high, and subsequently completed it and gave it to his friend and colleague in architecture, who then provided it for the owner of the Stag Doe restaurant. My father told me about this plaque, and I was never able to find it. However, one day on visiting Wendel August Forge, I was talking to Bill Connect, and he said he had a very nice piece made out of aluminum. He thought it was one of the nicest pieces that he had seen in the area of aluminum and connected with the craft of hammered aluminum. He took me to the hallway where it was located, and I immediately recognized it as most likely the Stag Doe that my father had made, and told Bill Connect that this was most likely the object. Bill at first was hesitant to believe it, but when I showed him that these extrusions were very typical of the ones that my father made, the hammer marks, the flatter marks was typical, and that he told me about it. So subsequently I took a Polaroid picture, took it to my father, and he confirmed that he had in fact made this particular object, and now we've rescued it from the burning fires of Wendel August, and I'm in the process of restoring it for Will Connect, the present owner. The plaque is in quite good shape in spite of having been through this terrible fire. You will notice that there's 2 pieces of extrusion missing, which I have 1 piece, and then one of the strips. It's smoke damaged, or smoky on the upper half of the plaque, as where the smoke most likely was hovering as it was hanging on the wall. And then there's this big gash here at the top, most likely came from the backhoe when it was breaking down the wall. So hopefully we'll be able to adequately repair this plaque and remove evidence of this large gash. The rest of the plaque is in quite good condition and will require some elbow grease to get it back into shape. Once restored, it will be returned to Wendel August and placed where they seem appropriate. The first phase of cleaning the Stag Doe has been completed. It's just wiping off all of the surface dirt and smoke, and on the next phase we spend closer attention to getting the smoke off the background, and then it will be an attempt to straighten the damaged part.